Hey everybody, today I'm introducing you to the first lizard. And no, this isn't my very first lizard owned, and no, the blue-tongued skink wasn't the first lizard to show up on the planet. This is just the first lizard in the list of all my animals that is obviously very heavily dominated by snakes because, well, I just like snakes a lot. But I do still really like lizards. It's just that because I have so many snakes, that caring for lizards with different dietary requirements and different things like that end up kind of almost being forgotten, not quite neglected, because obviously you can tell she's a very healthy looking lizard. But it's just why I don't have too many, and probably why I won't be getting too many more in the future. But with that being said, this is Lilith. Lilith is a northern blue-tongued skink, one of the most popular pet reptiles. Obviously, never quite breaks that barrier to entry with like the leopards and the cresties and the beardies. But honestly, I think that these guys are arguably as good, if not a better pet than some of those on that list. I would classify them in the intermediate level of care. But I absolutely adore blue-tongued skinks, and Lilith is a really great little girl. Someone was moving and couldn't tape her anymore, and so because she had just an absolutely wonderful personality, she actually goes with me on quite a few different ambassador programs and education events. She's a really sweet girl. However, she is currently testing my patience. We just recently got a bunch of used Zen habitats to upgrade and update and change out of the old melamine cages that a lot of the colubrids and Australian species in general are in. Like if you guys watched the black-headed python setup and bull snake setup and Woma python setup, those were those old melamine cages that are like 10 to 12 years old and falling apart, and pieces have been replaced a multitude of times. And so these guys got moved into Zen cages. And Lilith here, and I honestly don't know how she did it, managed to pop out the grommet on the back of the cage where wires are fed through, because she just needed a little bit warmer of a hot spot. It wasn't quite there just with the regular setup, so just a tiny little halogen bulb right on top for a little bit warmer of a hot spot. Pulled that grommet out, and despite the fact her head is broader than the diameter of that stupid little hole, she popped out and escaped for 3 days. So that was super awesome. And yes, despite the fact of how bloody cold it gets here, even the nights the last couple weeks, we've been dipping now down into the single digits. The other night, it actually dipped below zero. The building itself still stays at air temps around 68 to 72, even in the coldest parts right now. So she was obviously just fine. I absolutely loved her to death. She's very sweet. Her name actually ends up working out. The fact that her name is Lilith, because our other blue-tongued skink, whose name is Warlock, they kind of fit into that same category. Only the difference is that he's not nearly as hands-on as Lilith can be. Although being a individual, being very smart, she definitely has her days where she just is done with things. And honestly, she's starting to kind of act like that. So we're going to call this one quits here really quick. But absolutely amazing animal. Love Lilith to death. Love lizards, love blue-tongued skinks. So hopefully you guys enjoyed today's little kind of introduction into Lilith here. So just to reiterate, I don't only have snakes, and Lilith here is an absolutely amazing animal ambassador. Hopefully you guys enjoyed today's video. Please check out the full playlist of all the different animals that I have, as well as stay tuned for more regular scheduled reptile content. Hope everyone's having a great day, and we'll check you next time.